Bueno, Natty nos envió una lechuza y nos dijo que nos esperaba en la aldea de Huddersfield. Así que, vamos a abrir el mapa y vamos a ir hasta ahí.
It's like a place right out of a storybook.
Off on another adventure, are we?
It is good to see you, my friend.
Vamos a hablar.
Hello, Natty. How are you? I hope you've recovered from our rather eventful trip to Hogsmeade.
I am well, but I have been worried about you, my friend. With Ranrock and Rookwood and Harlow after you?
I'm all right at the moment.
We did not speak about it at the time, but I am hoping now you might tell me why they were looking for you.
Que a esta piba no le puedo mentir, ¿no? Quieren algo que
They
encontré.
want something that Professor Fig and I found at
Voy a confiar en Gryffindor.
Gringotts?
just before we came to Hogwarts. In fact, it's why I was late to the sorting ceremony. A portkey brought us there after the dragon attacked our carriage.
What on earth?
There's one more thing. It's a bit odd, if I'm honest. Professor Fig says I have a rare connection to a powerful form of ancient magic.
Is that the magic you used fighting the trolls in Hogsmeade?
I think so. I'm still learning, but I can see traces of it, and I've cast magic I can't otherwise explain. I know that's a lot to absorb.
It is. And I will have more questions. For now, it is safe to say that Rookwood and Harlow are a threat to both of us, to all of us, which is why I wanted to speak to you. I realized something that day in Hogsmeade. You displayed such courage fighting that troll, and Serona wasn't intimidated one bit by Rookwood and Harlow. Both of you have inspired me to take a stand of my own.
What sort
Mira.
of stand?
Men like Rookwood and Harlow are the reason my mother and I left Matabeleland. I am not going to sit by and watch them destroy my new home.
Me alegro oírlo, pero esto podría ser peligroso, ¿eh?
Rookwood and Harlow are a dangerous pair on their own, and the fact that they're working with Ranrock, well...
All the more reason they must be stopped. Rumor has it that Theophilus Harlow runs Rookwood's day-to-day operations. Taking him down would cripple Rookwood's entire enterprise.
That may be true, but shouldn't Officer Singer handle someone like Harlow?
I spoke with her. She was polite, but perhaps understandably would not discuss details with a student. I overheard some of Rookwood's lot talking about a massive poaching operation that Harlow is planning. I was thinking that we could investigate a bit, try to get the evidence that Officer Singer needs.
All right,
Me parece bien.
but how?
I am going to watch and listen, find out precisely what Harlow is up to.
Bien.
I shall reach out when I know more. In the meantime, remember, I am here if you need me.
Thank you, Natty.
Be on
Sotelina.
your guard.
Bien. Bárbaro, loca, muchas gracias.
Beg your pardon. How dare you threaten me?
What's going on here?
Allá, mirá. Me voy de metido nomás, porque ¿qué soy? ¿Un justiciero ahora?
They must have come this way. Think!
Incendio.
Incendio, llegaba a prender a fuego todo.
What did you think I might have seen? I've been busy with my research. I do not have time to...
Victor Rookwood don't give a doxy's nip back your time. Oi! Speak of the devil. Mr. Rookwood would like a word with you.
A student? You can't be sick.
Enough out of you. Leave her alone.
Stupid man!
Leviosa. Accio. Incendio.
What?
I'll watch the light go out of your eyes.
¡Guau! ¡Qué buen outfit! Se ha actualizado la selección de convencionales en la guía de campo como un nuevo tipo de enemigo. Échale un vistazo para obtener información valiosa de como por ejemplo debilidades ante determinados hechizos. ¡Ojo! Que te está tirando tremendo tip la guía, boludo. ¡Uy! La pared de pecho colorado. ¿Y la piedra que tiene? Me dieron como dentro un gorro, pero no importa.
What on earth just happened? I've never been accosted in such a manner, and so close to Hogwarts.
¡Ah, qué exquisito que está, loco! Se pone muy bueno. ¿Qué le pasó, señora? ¿Qué le pasó, señora?
Are you alright?
I am, thanks in no small part to your excellent defensive skills. Care to tell me why 2 Ashwinders were ready to dispatch me to get to you?
Ashwinders?
Victor Rookwood's thieves and extortionists, his little cronies. They seemed quite keen on you.
It's a long story, but thank you for your help.
Well, you've avoided them for the moment. Priya warned me things were getting dangerous. Best get moving on my research before they return.
¿Quién es Priya?
You mentioned someone named Priya.
Yes, my wife. She's the one who piqued my interest in Merlin. Gave me a book when we were students at Hogwarts. Typical hard-working Hufflepuff. Brilliant potioneer. Has her own shop in Knockturn Alley. She's a travelling vendor. Hears what's going on in the Highlands before I do.
Investigación. Qué interesante.
You're a researcher.
Nora Treadwell at your service. Historian and archaeologist
Mira.
specialising in Merlin's work and life.
Creí que Merlin era un mito.
I thought that Merlin and the tales about King Arthur's court were a myth.
Mere myth. You're lucky Sir Cadogan didn't hear you. Chatters on endlessly about his connection to Merlin from his portrait at Hogwarts. Merlin attended Hogwarts, you know, and I'm studying some curious fixtures he left here centuries ago.
Fixtures?
These vine-covered pillars, dozens of them, all around the area. I've taken to calling them the Trials of Merlin.
Mira.
I believe he created them as a diversion for his fellow Slytherins. He was terribly fond of puzzles and enigmas.
Parece tedioso.
I'm not sure old vine-covered pillars are worth studying.
Well, I think anything concerning Merlin is worth pursuing, and I shall have you know. No one
le
has
gusta lo que
yet
hace?
managed to figure out how they work. But I believe I have just unlocked a crucial clue. I suspect that Mallowsweet is an important component in getting the trials to work.
La mala dulce.
Mallowsweet.
Versatile herb. Merlin repeatedly mentioned it in his writings.
¿Será una
I
poción?
had just arrived to test my theory when I was so rudely interrupted. You see, each swirl in Merlin's writing has a symbol in the centre. That started me thinking, what if...
The Mallowsweet is meant to be placed at the centre of the symbols.
Precisely. Would you care to do the honours? We can see what comes of our little hypothesis.
A ver. Le tiro las hojas.
My word! Did you see that? The vines disappeared.
What should I do now?
This is uncharted territory. I am curious about these pyres. Conjuring fire might work.
Quizás haya
These
que
are
invocar un
pyres after
fuego
all.
para eso.
Merlin's beard!
La concha.
Flames make the pyre sink. Protego! Incendio!
Ahora sí, te prendes. Ah.
Curious. The pyres are back where they started.
Tengo que estar en el diome. A ver, vieja, ojo.
Incendio!
No llega el fuego hasta ahí. Ahí.
Merlin's beard! How beautiful! What a day! I can hardly believe it.
Revelio!
Wow.
I take it we can call that a success?
We can indeed. However, I now have even more questions. How does it work? I must review my notes. I may have missed something.
Are all of the trials like this one?
Oh, not precisely. Well, I think each has those telltale vines and the swirl on the ground. You should feel free to solve them as you come across them. I believe I have what I need to continue my research. My guess is that each will also require mallow suit, which you can find in Hogsmeade should you need more. I really must be off. Such a pleasure to meet you.
Muchas gracias, señora. Muy amable de su
And do be
parte.
careful out here. Now I've got what I needed. I shall return to the safety of my notes and books.
Tremenda experiencia nos dio eso, boludo. Bueno, vamos a volvernos a Hogwarts. La biblioteca. Permiso.
What am I missing?
Vos sabés que no he hecho vida de estudiante todavía, ¿no? Estoy re misterio ahí resolviendo. Soy nuevo, recién entré. Mirá cómo estoy vestido, boludo. Desubicado como chupete en el culo. Pero bueno, estoy en otra, gurice. ¿Qué va a hacer? No ando por ahí.
Going to harvest some nutgrass from the greenhouses today. Did you
Qué
know that it's
hermoso
used in
árbol.
polyjuice potion? Think it has something to do
Qué
with being
hermoso lugar, boludo. Claro, mira dónde estamos. Me muero. Quiero levantar una mandrágora. No, me la conté. Una señal de algo será. Amigo, te sigue. Ah, te tomaste la pota esa que te riega. Comenzaremos la misión. ¡Pam!
Good morning, Professor Garlic. How wonderful it is to see you again, Lenora dear. Oh, here.
Me enamoré de esa profesora, boludo. Esta es mi clase favorita.
A little treat for your auntie.
Oh, hello. Class, please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Qué rosa rara.
Together.
Divina, te amo.
How thrilling it is to have everyone back together again. This year will be filled with enchantment and excitement, but the most important thing cultivated in herbology is knowledge. The prudent herbologist is no more afraid of the venomous tentacular
¿Cómo está esa
than the
carnívora,
buzzing
boludo?
bulb. Now then, today we will be acquainting ourselves with the mellifluous tuber known as the mandrake plant. Accio. Let's see if we can't make our fibrous friends a bit more comfortable, shall we? First, let's protect our ears.
No tengo con qué. Tengo pop.
Now, everyone, grip the mandrake by the tendrils and give it a firm tug.
¡Ah!
Quickly! Place your mandrake in the new form and cut down the soil!
Grito una cosita.
The soil should envelop the root like a warm, dirty blanket, putting the mandrake right at ease. Reparo! I'm very sorry about
No hay
that.
trabajo para los
Yours
vidrieros
was a
en
bit
Hogwarts.
mature, I'm afraid. All right then, off you go. Splendid work, everyone.
Gracias, profe. Te amo. ¿Qué dijo el alumno?
Now
No,
for
digo
our
nada, nos
next
vemos en la próxima.
task, We'll be planting dittany at our potting tables. You
Ah.
can all get started. I need to have a brief word with our new student.
Déjenme en los comentarios si alguna vez se enamoraron de alguna profesora y por qué la de matemática.
I wonder if hippogriffs like knotgrass.
Ah, ¿qué dice la profe? Ay,
Yes, professor.
profe.
Firstly, well done with your mandrake. They can be rather difficult to get a grasp of.
No sé qué me dijo porque estaba idiotizado por su belleza. Por poco me quedo sordo,
I'll say. Nearly went deaf.
Well, yes. Of course, the cry of a mature mandragora can be fatal, so remember to keep those ears protected. Now, as I mentioned, next we'll be planting Dittany. Let us find you some seeds.
I already have some, Professor. Picked them up in Hogsmeade.
You visited the Magic Neep. Wonderful. A prepared student is bound to bloom. I've arranged for you to have your own potting table here in the classroom. Wasn't easy to spare one on such late notice. Plant the seeds there now, and you can return to harvest them later. Even with soil, sunlight, and a bit of magic, they will take time to grow.
Gracias, profe.
Let's see how
Puedo
to
venir cuando
balance my
quiera.
star thistle arrangement. Mifflin's fancy.
No, no te vayas, no te vayas. No, la estoy acosando, déjala ahí.
Pardon me, Professor. What am I supposed to do with the Dittany seeds?
Your part in all this floral alchemy is simple. Take the seeds to your potting table, plant them, and then wait for harvest time.
Ok. Sigamos. Vamos a la maceta.
Dittany's restorative properties make it a vital ingredient in the Wiggenweld potion, as you all should know from Professor Sharp's class.
Nice. Vamos a... necesitamos dictamo, ¿no? Ok. ¿9 minutos?
Well done! Once it can be harvested, your Dittany will be ready to use in Wiggenweld potion. I'll let Professor Sharp tell you about that. Now, what say we branch out? Introduce you to a different sort of flora, the Chinese chomping cabbage. You'll find that some plants are better suited to uses outside of a cauldron. The cabbages do get testy without something to chew. Fortunately, I have a dummy for them to gnaw on. Be a dear and let them have a good chomping.
Yes, Professor.
They're in the other greenhouse. It's just at the end of the footbridge leading out of this room. Your classmate, Mr. Pruitt, has kindly offered to accompany you. Come back and see me when you're finished. Oh, and mind your fingers. They do bite.
Ok. Gracias, profe.
Hello. Saw you on your way to Hogsmeade the other day. Nice to meet you. I'm Leander. I'll be showing you the Chinese chomping cabbages. Up these stairs will take us there. But your lead.
Ok.
Nice work in Defense Against the Dark Arts, by the way.
Excuse me?
Your duel with Sebastian! And he's good. Thinks he's really good. Here we are. Home of the Chinese chomping cabbage. Now, see that dummy? Just toss the cabbages at it, and they'll do the rest.
Tuki. ¿Y ahora qué?
I'm sorry. What do I need to do?
Garlic said she wanted you to have a go at tending the cabbages. Give them some time to chomp and whatnot. Nothing to it, really. Just toss some of those Chinese chomping cabbages out. You'll see fairly quickly why we call them that.
What? Mantén Tab y pulsa para abrir la rueda de herramientas.
Look at that!
¡No, boludo!
Mention they can get their
¡La! ¡Están re pro!
planted some in her garden last year to keep the gnomes out. Did save her the de-gnoming, but they left her honking daffodils in tatters.
No, 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 están muy pro las coles estas,
Vicious little
boludo.
bastards, aren't they? My kind of plants. Not like stupid booba tubers and bouncing bulbs. The kind of plants that just have your back in a fight. Not saying you can't go it alone, but... Well, imagine that wasn't a dummy.
Sí, claro. Ya, pero es un muñeco.
Just because those cabbages will chomp on a dummy
Vamos a ver
doesn't
si
mean
la
they do the
probamos, a ver.
same on, say, a goblin.
It's chaos out there. Trolls in Hogsmeade and such. You can't be above throwing a cruciferous vegetable if necessary. Dogweed and deathcap has more of them, if you're keen. Other plants too. Ones your parents wouldn't plant in the garden. You get the idea. Anyway, we probably ought to head back to class.
I shall end our lesson here.
Mi amor, digo,
Mr.
profe.
Clopton.
I tended to the Chinese chomping cabbages, Professor.
Remarkable plants, aren't they? I hope they weren't too much trouble. Oh, don't see any bite marks or missing digits.
No, thanks.
Good, as you do seem to be quite green-fingered. Oh, I'm eager to see your skill in the soil continue to blossom.
Lo mismo digo, las plantas me ofrecen muchísimo. Y usted también, profe.
Magical plants have so much to offer. I'm eager to learn more.
I'm glad. Herbology is a bounteous subject. Tend to your garden, and it will tend to you. Well, I suppose that's everything. Do come by for a chat sometime. I so enjoy checking in with my new students.
Voy a venir a cada rato.